It's not possible.
I didn't say it would be easy, Neo.
Mr. Bowens. Good morning.
Good morning.
Sir, would you introduce yourself, tell us your name and DOC number?
Daniel Michael Bowen, 297-206.
And you have counsel with you today?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning again, Ms. Renata. Jane Hogan here on behalf of Daniel Bowens, and I'll make a brief statement at the end.
Great. Also with us today, we have Kerry Myers with the Parole Project, Blair Booty, a friend, and Tyrone Smith with the First 72. You're here, Mr. Bowens, because you appeared before the Pardon Board in September, earlier this year, and you received a favorable recommendation for a commutation of your sentence. Originally, you were sentenced in Orleans Parish in December of 1995 to a life sentence for a second-degree murder conviction. And the Pardon Board recommended a commutation from life to 99 years with immediate parole eligibility. And the governor signed that September of this year. Is that right? When was your pardon hearing?
On June 27, 22.
Yeah, I had the wrong date. I knew. Okay, here we go. So, and on the recommendation to the governor, it was noted that the reason for the favorable decision was you had good conduct, you had served a lot of time, you had completed good programs, you had good support system, and you had a low risk of recidivating. So tell us, since that time, since June of 2022, has anything in your status changed?
No, ma'am, I just took a few more programs.
Tell us
That's
about
it.
what you take. I wasn't at your pardon hearing, so I've only reviewed your record. I haven't had the opportunity to speak to you.
Yes, ma'am. I took the driving course. I passed that. I took special civic project. I took trauma healing and 100-hour refreshment.
Good. So you've been busy.
Yes, ma'am.
So according to the record, you also previously have done anger management, a substance abuse or living in balance, thinking for change. And again, you mentioned that you just retook the 100 hours. You'd already taken that once before.
Yes, ma'am.
You're really active in the JCs.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us about your JC. What do you do?
JC have a lot of programs. It has spiritual wellness, speaker dynamic, stress endurance. They have money management, a lot of different classes I took, you know.
Yeah, I've seen all the different certificates, and so that's I'm sure been real helpful to you. So you've had 23 write-ups. I show the last one was in 2017. It was a low court write-up, I believe.
Yes, ma'am.
What's your job now?
I work in the warden office in the main prison. I also work in the doctor clinic, the education department. Also work in the package room. All
You just
purpose.
work in the main prison?
Yes, ma'am.
Wherever they need you. Well, working in the MPO is pretty, or the warden's office is a very trusted position. So tell us why you think we ought to vote for you again today. What's your plan? Outline your plan and your goals.
All right. My long-term goal is to be an established leader in my community, contribute to society. My short-term goals, establish myself in the workforce and connect with family.
Where is your family?
In New Orleans.
So if I know you're going to do the parole project transition plan, where do you plan to finally end up living?
My mother's still living. I like to go to my mother once I leave the parole project. I have a partner that's in First 72 plus. and he won't help me with the job, everything I need. He's a good friend of mine, Blair Boutique. So he's a very good friend.
Your friend. What's your
Yeah.
friend?
His name.
Blair Boutique.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you did say that, didn't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Warden Falco, is there anything you can add?
No, ma'am, other than the fact that he continues on the same path, as far as he's gotten additional programming, continues to work for us, like you said, at the MPO and various other areas wherever he's needed. We've not had any issues, no other write-ups.
Okay, good. Good to hear. All right, Mr. Bowens, we're going to hear from the Parole Project now. Mr. Myers.
Good morning, Kerry Myers with Louisiana Parole Project. Mr. Bowens is at 52. He's still in that sweet spot of employability. One of the services Parole Project will be able to assist him with is our employment enhancements program, along with our case management that will continue to follow him in New Orleans with our New Orleans-based case manager. We will certainly use all of our resources to help him find, along with his friend, to help him find gainful employment. We'll also provide him with the transitional services that he needs after 30 years of incarceration, particularly technology, social norms, and consumer skills. He'll have a mentor, a coach, while he's with us. He'll have continuous case management out through that first year. And we just ask that the board consider this support system and grant Mr. Bowens his release today.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Boutte, we'll hear from you, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. Good evening. You know, Daniel identified me as a friend, and I truly am his friend. Many, many years ago, back when I could move a little faster and my back wasn't hurting, we grew up in the same housing development together. Daniel was pretty much the guy you see right now, very humble and very diligent about the things he was doing. I tell you this, I think I speak for a lot of guys in the first 72 plus. I'm one of the founding members, and you know, we strive and we are motivated every day to help people like Daniel, and so we will be doing this anyway, which is try to help him stabilize himself and integrate back into society. But it's even more passionate for me because he is a friend. He's a guy that I've admired. I watched him go through this situation and the way he's handled it and the way he's grown and he's gotten to a point where I can't wait to take Daniel down and speak to some of these younger guys who need some direction to let them see how things could turn out for them if they're not careful in putting their life on the right track. So I think he has a lot to contribute, and I think with the wraparound services at the first 72 plus, he's going to be a great member of society very soon. And I really would hope you guys would vote him favorably and give him that opportunity.
All right, sir. All right, Mr. Bowens, is there anything you'd like to say to us before we turn it over to Ms. Hogan?
I'd like to say I thank you for having me here, present myself, and I won't let y'all down. I thank y'all.
Okay, Ms. Hogan?
Just very briefly, Ms. Renatza, Mr. Bowens is truly a walking miracle. He was shot 11 times before he came to prison, and he came here in a wheelchair, having been in a coma for 2 months, unable to read. And he's persistent. He's a fighter. He relearned all of his basic skills, and he uses that to inspire others. And so when Mr. Boutte is talking about using Daniel to go and speak to people, at-risk youth in the community, he has such a profound story to tell and has such profound insight that he will truly be an asset to society. In addition to his low risk assessment and all the other things that were mentioned, he's taken advantage of every opportunity, and he has tremendous support if he were to be released. So we would ask the board to grant his release today.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Bowens, we are ready to vote, and I'll be voting first. As I said, I didn't have the opportunity to sit in on your pardon hearing, but I've reviewed the record very thoroughly, and I've enjoyed listening to everybody talk about you today. my vote today is going to be to grant your parole to the parole project transition plan and eventually to the first 72 plus for the wraparound services. That's going to be critical for you. I would add special conditions. Once you get to New Orleans, you are to find and maintain full-time employment and do the community service work that Mr. Boutte was referring to. I'm not going to put a number of hours on you because I think you're going to be out there a lot trying to help folks. So do pursue that. Good luck to you, Mr. Roche.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Mr. Bowen, my vote is the same with the same conditions. Good luck.
Thank you.
And I concur. My vote is the same.
All right. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Bowens. Merry
You too.
Christmas.
Thank you.